Welcome back. This is the DUI Lab with me, John Bateman. Call me Beatty or Bateman if you want. I am a DUI lawyer. It's about all I do professionally. Been doing it for over 10 years, specifically concentrating on DUI cases. We're going to watch a video here today. Thank you for joining me. This is the music artist GloRilla. Her 2024 DUI Arrest. We're going to watch the video. We're going to give GloRilla the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to try to bring some of the insights that I've learned over my career and my training, and hopefully you find some interest in this. A lot of times I find when I watch these videos, what you see on the news is not exactly the whole story, and we're going to find out what's going on here. I have not watched the video yet. I did a quick scan through just to make sure we had some objects of interest for the viewers, maybe field sobriety test especially. So I'll go ahead and warn you. Start it here. There we go. We don't have vehicle in motion. As you can see, we're looking at body cam footage. Wouldn't expect to see the road in most cases for body cam. Usually that'd be on a dash cam, and it looks like there might be a dash cam up there. A lot of cars are outfitted with a dash cam, but there's no way to see the right outside. So let's start. Got audio now. So we can't really see her driving, but right now we're in the vehicle in motion phase of the DUI investigation process. Something has drawn this law enforcement officer's attention to the car that will ultimately, not to spoil anything, contain GloRilla. Hopefully, the officer discusses the basis of the stop, the reasonable suspicion of the stop. In the last video, I noticed I touched my face a lot. I'm trying not to do that, so bear with me. I'm not a video maker. I'm editing these videos myself. I'll screw that up. That's on me. I hope I get better at this. All right, we're approaching the vehicle here. All right, so what's happened is, to give you a little bit of history, we've gone from vehicle in motion phase. Basically, something happens. Usually it's some kind of a traffic violation that's going to draw the officer's attention to this vehicle. The officer is going to turn on the blue lights to signal the vehicle to pull over. The vehicle has pulled over, is still in the lane of travel. Can't really tell from looking what the curb looks like. It might be impossible to pull all the way off. It's hard to tell. So at this point, we've had the vehicle in motion phase. We've had the pullover sequence when the car pulls over. The officer should be trained to be looking at signs of intoxication during that pullover sequence. Now we're going into personal contact phase, where the officer will be approaching the car and making contact with the driver. And also, at this stage, the officer should be looking for signs of impairment. Let's see what we see.
Hey, I'm Officer Carrillo, Swanee Police. So the reason I pulled you over today is because you made a U-turn at a red light.
Okay. U-turn at a red light.
And it took you over there? Okay, so do me a favor so we can get out of this roadway. I'm going to need your driver's license. I'm going to go back to my car. I'll flash my lights at you. Whenever I do that, or whenever these cars pass us, I want you to turn into this turn lane over here, okay? And just stay right there for me.
All right, so usually at this point, what you'd see the officer doing is the officer would ask for the first real divided attention task of the investigation. So what officers are trained to do is to ask you for your license, registration, and insurance. So 3 items at one time. That's going to require the driver to remember what those 3 items are, and also locate those 3 items and provide the correct documentation to the officer. So sometimes what you'll see is intoxicated drivers or drivers that are unsuccessful with that task, they'll hand over their credit card or unrelated objects or unrelated documents. documents that weren't asked for. In this case, presumably because the vehicle's in the lane of travel, the officer's most interested in clearing the vehicle from that lane of travel. So she's just grabbing the license to get the information on the license. And then it looks like asking GloRilla to move the car out of the lane of travel. So that might
Is it
be
not this first one right here?
for officer safety. You might see that. You'll notice the officer standing pretty close to the lane of travel. That's not very safe.
This one or this one?
This one. To the left. I'll be right behind you. There's no cars.
Okay.
Just pull into the turn lane and stay right there, okay?
All right, back in the car, there's not really much to see here, obviously. It looks like the officer with her left hand is toggling searchlight, perhaps. If I've got any law enforcement officers with more experience, what it's like operating the car, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong in the comments. I'd love to know more. And I apologize in advance. There's construction going on outside of the office today, so we're doing the best we can. Hopefully I can edit some of that out, but like I said, the editing of videos is not a strong suit for me. Yeah, these are the least fun parts of these video reviews. I'm going to see if I can skip ahead a little bit. Yeah. I'm just jumping to where I see leaving the car. You need more GloRilla, you know, respect to the officer, but GloRilla is really the star of the show.
Hey, so where are you coming from?
All right, when the officer asks,
I had a house.
when the officer asks where you're coming from, that's potentially relevant to the DUI investigation, right? You're coming from a bar, you're coming from a place that serves alcohol. So a lot of people don't realize this, but they're soliciting information that is going to be used to prosecute you down the line.
Ma'am?
I had a, I don't know what, it's called opium, I think. Is it called opium? Yeah.
Opium.
You had a, I'm sorry?
Yeah, I had a appearance.
An appearance? Okay.
Had an appearance.
Was it here? You're headed home?
Yeah, I wanted to go to Waffle House before I headed home. My house like 15 minutes away. I was just trying to come to Waffle House right here.
Okay. Were you drinking?
So the officer's looking for the odor of alcoholic beverages at this point, looking at the driver's eyes to see if they are bloodshot and glassy. Listening to the voice, is the speech slurred? It's hard to tell in the South if somebody's got slurred speech sometimes, especially in a case like this where presumably the officer has not met GloRilla before. So I'm not sure what her voice sounds like regularly. I'm not familiar with her music.
Tonight?
I'm not drunk.
Okay. So I can smell it coming from my breath.
Okay, asked about alcohol
Right when you
consumption.
roll down the window. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in a few minutes, I'm going to have another officer come over here, and we're going.
I got a pretty good little look at the eyes a second ago, and don't look bloodshot to me. But hopefully, we get a
If
better
you're
view.
willing, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Okay.
Okay.
All right. How many drinks did you have today?
I'm cool. I ain't,
cool?
Yeah, I ain't drunk or nothing.
Or somebody else certainly could.
Okay, so how many drinks have you had today? That's a pretty easy question for most people, right? If you've had one beer, had 2 beers, had 3 beers, I'm cool. A little bit of evasiveness there, so the officer's probably going to key on that.
How many drinks did you have, ma'am?
I'm okay.
That's not my question.
I'm okay, I'm telling you.
Simple. Ma'am?
I'm okay.
Okay. That doesn't mean anything.
It don't mean nothing.
Hey, I'm pausing it. in fairness to GloRilla, I'm okay does mean something. It means I'm okay. So, look, I don't really read into that. At this point, she could remain silent potentially, but most people just aren't ready to remain silent when they're talking to police. They feel rude, and nobody wants to feel rude.
People telling me to go to that Waffle House down there, but I know this way because I live over here, so I was going to that Waffle House up there.
Okay. But I'm asking you how many drinks you've had.
I'm not drunk. I'm okay.
Okay. Well, what did you drink?
I'm okay. I'm alright.
Okay. Are you driving him as well too? Y'all headed home?
Yeah.
Where do you live exactly? Is it here in Swanee?
I live in Duluth.
In Duluth?
It's like 2 minutes away from me.
Okay. All right. So, in just a few moments, I'll have you step out. But not only can I smell alcohol coming from your breath, but I can also smell marijuana coming from this car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, in just a moment, I'll be searching this car. Is there anything that I'm going to find in this car?
I have a gun registered to my name.
A gun? Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the gun at? It's okay. You don't have to reach for it. Where is it?
It's in the car.
Where is it?
In the car.
Yes, ma'am. Where at?
It's in
Just
my
for
back
my
seat.
safety? Okay.
Yeah, it's in my back seat.
Where is it? Like in a bag or?
No, it's just in the back seat.
Okay. All right. Any marijuana?
Not nothing I can go to jail for.
That's not what I'm asking, man. I just want to know. I mean,
All right, so we got an odor of marijuana. The officer's asking about the marijuana, asking about the gun that's potentially in there. In my jurisdiction, anybody can concealed carry. They don't have to have a license or anything anymore, so that's less of a concern. The marijuana potentially could be, depending on, I'm not sure what the laws are in Georgia, but it's rare that you see a pure marijuana impairment DUI, and the odor of marijuana, the presence of it, could have been marijuana in the car at some point. Who knows?
I'm gonna find it either way. I
It's
can
maybe
smell it.
like a 2 point something.
Okay. Where's it at?
I can give you the whole.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, it's nothing.
We'll wait. It's okay. We'll wait for now. Okay.
You want to see it?
No, ma'am. I'll
Okay.
get it in just a moment. Okay.
Yeah. It's nothing like it. I'm not jumping on it.
Admitting to the marijuana.
Do you know who I am?
No, I don't. No, ma'am.
Oh.
Do you know who I am? I see that happen sometimes. People ask on the video, "Hey, do you know who I am?" when they're getting arrested, and generally it does not do anything to help. If anything, it hurts. But the way Ms. GloRilla asked was a little bit adorable. So maybe it's not going to hurt her. Usually, it's asked in a very irritating tone. Do you know who I am? I'm going to have your badge. That never works. Just keep your mouth shut.
You said an opening. An opening where? For
No,
what?
it's called, the club is called Open It's kind of
I think I've heard of opium. But I like
You never heard of me though.
I'm sorry.
You don't know who I am. Okay, well, you're not out.
So she's coming from an appearance at a club called Opium, which is, it's interesting how Opium has that kind of classy cachet as far as drugs go. There's I believe the famous perfume Opium. There's this club Opium, which has got GloRilla money, so it can't be too bad of a place. But it's hard to imagine a perfume called methamphetamine or a club called methamphetamine. So I wonder what it is about Opium that's classy in the American subconscious, at least, compared to other drugs of abuse. Even calling something like Tylenol. Yeah, I'm at Club Tylenol.
Last name Woods. From what I just saw. But
Oh yeah,
That's all.
it's all right. It's all right. But yeah, it's okay. I'll wait on you.
Enlighten me on who you are. You're saying you.
No, cause you.
Oh, this is money. So the officer doesn't know who GloRilla is. I guess her last name is Woods. So she knows her as Miss Woods from her license. Learning that she is GloRilla. I hope I'm saying that right, but I'm about to get it from her mouth. Let's see.
Still gonna pick on me. It don't matter who I am.
Pick on you. I'm not picking on you. You're
'Cause I'm
driving and I can smell alcohol off your breath.
But I'm not drunk. I can tell you that. I can promise you that I do. But
She's
yeah.
really got that
I'm on
kind
your
of southern accent where it's
Yeah.
hard to tell if she's.
I'm on your TV.
if she's
On my TV?
word
Yeah.
Okay.
to be honest.
It's okay though.
I watch TV shows. Are you on a TV show? Sir, are you going to tell me what TV show she's on? Because she's not telling me.
It's like she's-
Okay, artist. Am I just gonna have to play games over here? You just not gonna tell me?
What is it gonna help me, guys?
But nothing. But now
Exactly.
you've got me curious.
It's not gonna help nothing, so it don't matter.
You can't just tell me that and then not.
Her eyes are looking pretty white. The whites of her eyes are looking pretty white to me
I'm
on
so
this camera.
hungry. Like, I peed on myself trying to get to a restaurant. I got pee on my hand.
Oh.
Like,
I'm not sure what this is about her peeing on her hand. Don't want to talk about that in front of the officer, right? When you're being investigated clearly for a DUI.
but yeah, it's not gonna help nothing out because you still finna pick on me, and it's not nothing I can go to jail for because I'm not. It's not enough weed for me to go to jail for. Nothing.
I gotta say, GloRilla's got to be one of the more charismatic individuals that I've seen this type of video for. I'm charmed. I've got to look into GloRilla more, learn about her music. She's a sweetheart.
Is it just a weed?
Yeah.
Is it like in your purse or something?
It's like in the door. It's like a small little pack. You got the flashlight on my baby.
Guys, I can't see in this car.
If your camera comes, do I look creepy on camera? Do I look creepy?
Not unless I do this.
Do I look creepy on the camera?
Yeah, okay. We waiting on the other officer right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that means you gotta stay in my face like this with the flashlight.
I won't flash
I'm
the
curious who the fella
Yeah.
is
light. I'm
in the
not
car
flashing
now.
it. It's reflecting off of the door.
Surely he should be driving. Even
hanging out
if
until he
even if
gets it.
everything's going okay with GloRilla, why would you run the risk? You know what I mean? I don't love driving that much, but I'm not
I can't
famous
roll my
enough
window
for
back
somebody to be willing to drive.
I'd like to see both of you guys, so no, ma'am.
Is it allowed that I gotta have my window down?
You can have it up.
Alright.
That's fine. If I can just, you told me there's a gun in here, so just for your safety and my safety, if we can
You
just.
can sit in the car, you got my ID.
No, ma'am. I have your driver's license.
Yeah, you
I
do.
just
You
don't
got it.
reach. Just don't reach back here, okay?
I would never do this.
Thank you.
Oh, can I record while we're doing this so you won't? Yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
She's recording.
Hold on right there. I don't want you to say that I reached the club and I ain't reached
She's
the
being
club.
cautious.
No, what do
Being
you say?
cautious.
Like record?
No,
I mean, you
I'm
can
recording
record
right here just
whatever
in
you
case,
wish.
like, you know, I don't want nothing bad to go wrong.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
The officer was being pretty
I'm on my
professional
window.
Yes, ma'am.
with
I'm not
handling
gonna
this.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You know, it's nice. Let's see. 416. Yeah. Okay. So this is spring of 2024. Probably got that awful pop. I don't know where y'all are from, but here in April, wow, just north of Georgia. So in April, terrible yellow pop.
All right. So there's
all
another
over the
officer here,
vehicles.
okay?
Alright.
So just give me a moment, and then we'll have him.
Oh, and then I've got my suitcase back there. I got another one in my gun, but both of these in my name. So
Okay. There's another one in your suitcase, and
yeah,
then
in the trunk.
okay.
Okay,
And then
second
one
firearm in
somewhere back here in
the
the back
trunk.
seat. Okay. All right.
What I gotta do? Walk in line or something?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So I'm going to speak to you. She said that she's had a few drinks tonight, and then
I ain't
searching
saying.
the car.
Back up
I ain't tell you.
on the seat.
That's fine. So for right now, just come out here and step up. I'm just going to talk to you, okay? Sir, if you would, you can wait right here. Just give me just a moment, okay?
All right, here we go. Hey, you know, I like this though. The officers taking their time, not rushing things, being polite,
All
being
right. So step
professional.
out and then walk to the front of my car, okay?
I told you I had
Miss
so
Rilla.
That's why my pants, my
Got her
flowers.
pants undone.
Just go to the front of my
Let the
car, okay?
lady sit
This is
down.
Corporal
Come on.
Contreras.
If I look like that, I probably leave my pants undone.
Okay. So earlier, I asked you if you had anything to drink, right?
Oh, let's here. I want to back it up a little.
Are
bit.
you
Let me
willing
see if I can-
just to see if you can make it home?
All right, I want to watch her walking. You know, this is called the exit sequence. Okay, when the When the subject of the investigation gets out of the car, officers are trained to look for a number of behaviors, like having to use the door frame to climb out of the car, stumbling, unable to stand while leaning against the car, that sort of thing. Different behaviors that might be indicative of impairment on alcohol or other drugs. So let's see how it looks. Let's see how GloRilla does.
All right, so step out and then walk to the front of my car, okay?
I told you I had to
Oh man, no problem getting out of that car. Okay.
Just go to the front of my
Zip
car,
the
okay?
pants
This
up.
is Corporal Contreras.
There she goes. Just walking fine. Not weaving.
Okay. So earlier, I asked you if you had anything to drink, okay? Are you willing, just to see if you can make it home? I would feel better. Would you be willing to submit to field sobriety tests?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am? Okay.
She's gonna do
All
field
right,
sobriety
so-
test.
What that is, walking the line?
So it's going to be a few of them. It'll be a few evaluations, okay? We do 3, all right? Okay. Let me turn off these lights.
Yeah, turning off the front
Corporal, she does
facing
have 2 guns in
flashing
the
lights
car.
for horizontal gaze nystagmus. Don't want to induce opticokinetic nystagmus. So turning off those front facing flashing lights, that's why officers do that. Sometimes they forget. But the reason for that is if you're looking at somebody's eyes and you're trying to see if they're jumping and there's a flashing light coming in from the side or coming in from behind you, it can make it very hard to see that. And also, your eye's going to want to be attracted to the flashing light. So it's what you need to do if you want to look at it.
All right. So we'll start the first evaluation. You're a little bit taller than that. I don't know how. Okay, so I'm just going to check your eyes.
Look at those nice.
Are you on any medication?
We might be able to see some action here. Look at those. Those are the eyes of a star right there. Big, bright eyes.
Do you have any issues, any brain injuries, leg issues that would prevent you from?
All right. So right now the officer's doing what's called the medical. What is it called? Medical check. Medical. I got to look that up, but I'm doing this live and I'm not going to pause it. You got to ask if the person has physical limitations. That's part of medical qualification. There we go. Sorry about that. Has to do the medical qualification. Part of that is asking if they have any physical limitations.
Proceeding the evaluations? No? No. All right. So I want you to look at the tip of my finger, okay? And I want you to just do me a favor. So stand up, keep your hands by your side, feet together.
Y'all might as well let me pee on the side of the road. I gotta pee.
Feet together.
Okay.
And
Gotta
I want
pee.
you to
Let the
stand
lady
still.
pee. Come on.
And I want you to look at the tip of my finger with your eyes and your eyes only, okay? Don't move your head. Do you understand? Okay.
First, we're going to check for equal stack and equal size. I'm not able to really see the stick. It's really hard for me to.
I'm not drunk, I'm telling y'all. How many times do we go?
We'll go a few passes, okay? Stand still for a minute. There we go.
I wish you could see the stimulus there, just so we have an idea of what we're looking at here. Not having any eyes is probably the best footage we're going to get the closest to your face. But we don't have.
I hope y'all not recording.
Testing. It looks like she needs testing.
I need some lip gloss.
You said it right.
Yeah, I recorded.
Distinguish sustained nystagmus and maximum deviation there, but without seeing the stimulus.
So we can finish this, okay? Try not to talk, okay? So I gotta watch your eyes. You understand?
Take you some lip gloss so I won't look bad on y'all camera.
Do you
Okay,
understand?
come on.
Here's what I said.
Yeah, it's really a shame we can't see her eyes in this video because I find that a lot of officers, they're making their arrest decision based on HGM. So whatever the officer's seeing here is probably going to really be informing the officer's arrest decision.
Lens in my eyes.
Really not able to see.
It's kind of blinded.
In a situation, I'm gonna pause it. In a situation like this, where I'm not certain, I can't see the sweeps themselves, which that's what I'd prefer to do if I'm looking to see how the officer's performing this test or administering this test, because that's going to tell me if they're doing everything according to the standards that are set forth by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. However, in a situation like this where I can't see the stimulus moving, you can time it, because there's a minimum amount of time that the test, the HGN task should take. So if it's shorter than that, that can certainly be the easiest way in a situation like this to tell if the officer cut something or did not perform HGN according to the standards. Okay. Now, if that's not the whole story, obviously, there's other ways that the officer can mess up really and perform an HGN. We just don't really have access well enough to see what that is.
Take it once more. Okay. Keep your head still.
Every glimpse I'm getting at her eyes looks
I
pretty.
got it.
And by nice, I mean white. The whites are white. They don't look bloodshot or blown out. That's just blown out.
I got pretty green eyes. You see them?
I do.
Pretty green eyes. I wish we could see them go, Willow.
So that is the first evaluation. Okay. So we'll do the next one. This is fun. Okay.
The perennial
So
hunt
this
for a
first one,
line.
or the second one, is going to be the walk and turn, okay?
Walk and turn.
So I'm going to show you a few steps, okay? So what I want you to do is put...
All right, so as we know, for walk and turn, there's two stages. There's the instruction stage, and then there's the walking stage. So during the instruction stage, the officer is going to put GloRilla in the starting position, right foot in front of left, hands by her side, standing on the line, and then is going to demonstrate the test and give her the instructions for the test.
Your left foot... nope. In front of my car. Look, like if, look at your car.
Right.
So put your... Imagine a straight line, okay?
Okay,
Right.
imaginary
From here
line.
to your car, okay? So I
You're
want you to
walking
put
on
your left
imaginary
foot on that line.
I'm kind of fidget-toed.
Okay, put your left foot on the line,
Gait
and then
issues.
put your right foot
Pigeon-toed.
in front of it, and your heel to toe touching, okay?
All right, we got a good vision here of GloRilla in the starting position. She's looking good, smile on her face. I'm rooting for her. I find her charming. I don't know about her music. I've never heard her music, so if you find her music offensive, I apologize. But in person, she seems delightful.
Okay.
And then I want you to keep your hands by your side.
I walk all the way to my car.
No, ma'am. Just give me a minute, okay? So I want you to stay in this position, hands by your side.
So while GloRilla's in this position, during the instruction stage, there's two different clues that the officer's looking for. One would be if she breaks that starting position where she's standing right foot in front of left foot. If she's unable to, if she steps all the way off the line from that position, that would be unable to maintain starting position. That would be one of the potential 8 clues. The other clue would be if she starts too soon, if she starts the test before being told to start.
And I want you to remain in this position while looking at your feet, okay? Remain in this position until I tell you to do so. Do you understand?
All right, so all the way, already we had an issue, right? She's been instructed by law enforcement. A person with a gun has told her, stand like this and look at your feet until I tell you to start. She's not supposed to be looking at her feet. She's supposed to be looking at the officer because the officer is giving a demonstration, a live demonstration of what GloRilla is going to be evaluated on in order to assess whether she's impaired or not, according to the officer. So we've already got an issue where look, the problem with this test is you're asking somebody to remember like 32 or something. I got to sit down and do the math. 32 different commands and execute them at once in a very nerve-wracking situation because you're being monitored by police and you're about to get arrested for. And she's probably already getting ready to get arrested, quite frankly, regardless of her performance on this. I got to say, she is standing in that starting position very well. Impaired individuals. Not just impaired individuals, but I've noticed impaired individuals have a very difficult time standing in that starting position.
Okay. So you're going to take 9 heel to toe steps, okay?
Okay.
And you're going to count out loud. 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth until you get to 9.
Okay.
Once you get to 9, you're going to take, nope, back in that position.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We didn't really see,
you're
but it
gonna-
sounded
once
like
you
she left the position. The question then becomes, did she leave the position because she had to, because she wasn't able to stay in the position because she's impaired? Or was she unable to maintain the position because she's got a balance issue? Or what I see a lot of times is you see somebody and they're standing in this unnatural position for a long period of time. And once they realize, oh, wait, this is a lot more than just walking down, turn around, and walking back. There's a lot of stuff going on. And they start paying attention to that. They stop standing heel to toe and they just stand in a natural stance, which makes sense because they're shifting from, performing to learning in a way. And they're dedicating themselves to the task of learning. Does that mean they can't stand there? No, it means they don't stand there. But that's almost always going to be interpreted as can't stay there, which is one of the problems I have with this test.
To 9, you're going to take a series. You're going to take a series of small steps, okay? You're going to turn back around, and then you're going to continue. 1.
Okay, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take a turn in a prescribed manner, right? So that would mean you leave your lead foot planted and take a small series of steps, basically pivoting around that foot, although even saying pivoting is not truly accurate, potentially. So we've got an incorrect instruction on how to perform that turn. There's a very specific looking turn that's very unnatural that officers are looking for in this test. But again, there's no, from what you're hearing right now, you can tell there's no emphasis like, hey, if you don't do it the way I'm doing it, I'm going to think you're impaired, right? That's just not something that's emphasized to the driver. If it was emphasized to the driver, I think a lot more drivers would turn in the prescribed manner. But we've got a variance from the standard instructions there.
2, 3, so on, so forth.
Another 9.
Ma'am?
Another 9.
And another 9. So
down,
on, so
9
forth
back.
until you get to 9. You got to stay in that position.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm already about as bad as foot, so okay.
All right. Like I said, I want your hands by your side, heel to toe. Okay?
All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
All right.
9, and then you turn back around, another 9.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Heel to toe. Once you start this evaluation, I don't want you to stop. Do you understand? Until you have completed it. You understand?
Now let me know when to turn.
No, ma'am. That's on you.
You gonna trick me?
No, ma'am. I explained it to you. Do I need to explain it to you again?
So walk, as soon as I get to 9, turn around and do another 9.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you say it with me while I do it?
No, ma'am. This is on you.
Because I don't want to mess up and you.
All right, so at the end of the instruction stage, and maybe the officer's going to do it, you're supposed to instruct the driver to, while they're walking, look at their feet, count their steps out loud, keep your hands by your side, and once you begin walking, do not stop until you complete the test. That's required, right? If you do not, when this officer was testing at the State Law Enforcement Academy, and I'm very good friends with their former instructor down there in Atlanta, Tony Palacios. He does amazing training. If you're an attorney who's engaging in this type of case and you don't do SFST training, you're really kneecapping yourself. So Tony Palacios down there does great training. Look him up if you haven't been. It's a great time. You're going to learn so much. But one thing that he would say, and I would say, and anybody would say is, if the officer administered walk and turn in the academy the way they're administering here, they would not be certified. They would not be certified to perform SFSTs. So the question then becomes, does it matter? Yes, it does matter. Because if you're going to want to take away somebody's ability to drive or somebody's liberty, if you're going to be putting videos like this out there in the universe of somebody, obviously GloRilla is not probably happy about this being out there. You really need to be doing things by the book. If you're asking a jury to trust these tests, then you need to perform these tests in a way that wouldn't get you, a failing grade at the academy, right? So now, I don't want to sound like I'm being too hard on the cop. I'm just trying to call balls and strikes here. The officers, performing under field conditions, which can be difficult. The only thing that I have an issue with is when an officer does not perform these tests or administer these tests in an adequate way and then wants to say that these tests are 100% accurate and prove beyond a reasonable doubt that somebody's driving a vehicle impaired. Because quite frankly, what limited scientific research that the government has done indicates that is not the truth at all. So it's the misrepresentation of the accuracy of these tests that I really have the most issue with. I don't know if that's the case, You know, I don't have the ability to talk to the officer. Maybe I talk to the officer, or maybe the officer would take the stand in a potential trial scenario and would cop to this and say, hey, you know, these tests aren't going to be as accurate because I didn't do it right. But let's see how GloRilla performs anyway.
Blame it on me.
No, ma'am. This is your evaluation, okay?
All right, I'm ready.
You start whenever you want to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Wow, fantastic, fantastic. The turn, not in the prescribed manner, but we don't know what kind of turn she saw.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I like that. Okay, let's pause it. So I don't have the police officer's report in front of me. I'm just going off of what I see. Couldn't get really a good enough view to see if she was getting heel toe. Technically, you've got to get heel toe within a ½ inch. You don't have to click the toes together, but it looked like she was clicking heel to toe. She was taking her time, but it didn't look like she stopped. The turn was incorrect. I'm trying to remember. I was counting along with her. She took the correct number of steps. Fantastic performance, in my opinion, on this. Now, if we look at the NHTSA standards, right, for grading this, unable to maintain the starting instruction. And we've already talked about that. Was she unable to maintain it or just didn't maintain it because it doesn't make sense to stand like that if you don't have to? So that's clue number 1, which I think is kind of BS. The turn was incorrect, but she wasn't instructed in the proper way to make that turn. So that's also, in my opinion, BS. She didn't have to use her arms at all. Look, you can't expect a human being who's never done this before to do better than GloRilla did. So a tip of the cap to GloRilla. I love to see people performing this test well. Why? Because it indicates that they're not driving impaired. And I'm not pro impaired driving. I'm pro good science. I'm pro honesty in the courtroom. I'm pro realism when we're talking about the diagnostic tools we're using to determine if somebody's impaired. But so far, what I'm seeing from GloRilla, she
got
looks
one
pretty
more,
good.
okay?
All right.
So this one is the one leg
I'm rooting
stand.
for you, GloRilla.
Okay?
My balance is bad.
So one leg stand, okay?
Balance is bad.
All right. So give me a minute.
All right,
I gotta stand for 60 seconds?
No, ma'am.
Oh.
I'll explain it to you in just a moment, okay?
Okay.
All right. So for this one, you're going to leave your left foot planted, and then you're gonna keep your hands by your side. Okay? Here, let's get off the card.
All right, left foot planted, hands by your side is not right. But let's see what we
Just
got.
a little bit, okay? Yes, ma'am. So left foot, and then I want you to raise your right foot, okay? About 6 inches off the ground, okay? And I want you to remain in this position with your hands by your side. I want you to keep both legs straight, okay? So both legs straight, just like this.
Leg you feel comfortable with.
Yeah. If you prefer your left foot, your right foot to stand on.
Stand on my leg.
Okay.
My balance is bad. How long I gotta do it for?
So I'm gonna time you, or well, so okay.
My balance is bad.
I understand, but I just want you to do your best, okay?
Okay.
So you're gonna pick whatever foot. I want you to raise it about 6 inches off the ground, hands by your side, both legs straight, okay?
Okay.
And once I tell you to start, you're gonna count out loud. 1001, 1002, 1003, so on and so forth until I tell you to start, or until I tell you to stop. Do you understand?
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. All right. So get in this position.
All right, so technically what she's supposed to be doing is looking at her foot when she's counting. So in this test, one leg stand, there's the instruction stage, which we are on the tail end of here. That's when the officer is explaining to the driver what they should be doing. And then we've got the balance and counting stage, which is when the driver tries to do what they've been instructed to do. Maybe I missed it, but they're required to say, "Hey, you look at your foot when you're balancing." That's part of the test. If they're not doing that, it's going to affect the accuracy rate of the test. Maybe I missed it. If I missed it, hey, Po Body's Nerfect. Leave a comment and let me know. I don't want to be unfair to this officer. And quite frankly, if this officer ever comes to Greenville, South Carolina, buy him a beer. I would not do any better if I pulled over GloRilla.
Foot, whatever foot. Okay.
Same
Raise your
invitation
foot.
to GloRilla.
6 inches. Okay. Hands by your side. Keep them both straight. And count out loud.
All right.
Go.
So this is a 30-second test. GloRilla's already standing on one foot. So I'm going to try to time along and let's see. I'm reading 4:36:35 up there. So at 5:36 or 5:37:5, it'll be 30 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait, we got the timer on video there.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
All right, you can stop.
All right, so we got 30 seconds in it. I didn't realize it was going to be on the officer's watch there, the timer. She's standing there like a statue, all right? She is not swaying, which would be one clue. She's not using her arms for balance, which would be the other clue. She doesn't appear to put her foot down. Again, the watch is in the way. I can't see the feet, so it's hard to know. The other officer might have body camera that would show that, but she's so solid on that, I'd be surprised if she put her foot down. That said, you've got to demonstrate 2 clues. So if she puts a foot down and picks it back up, that's not necessarily indicating a BAC of a 0.08 or higher, because you've got to have 2 clues to indicate the BAC. You get 1 clue in this. If you have 0 or 1 clues, that's going to indicate your BAC is below a 0.08. So obviously not hopping. I would expect to see hopping if she was hopping. That would be the 4th potential clue. So potentially 1 out of 4 clues, which would be, and they don't want to say pass, that would indicate impairment, or that would indicate no impairment, right? Or a BA, really it would indicate a BAC beneath 0.08. But I didn't see evidence of any clues. So technically maybe 2 out of 8 on walk and turn, maybe 1, but more likely to me 0 out of 4 on one leg stand. You're not going to find somebody that's impaired that's able to do it like Miss GloRilla is doing it. So if I had a cap in here, I don't. If I had a cap in here, I'd tip the cap to GloRilla anytime she comes through Greenville. Drink on me if she drinks still. I don't know. Some people don't drink anymore. I don't. But
All right, ma'am. So that was the last 3 of those evaluations, okay?
yeah, she did great.
I got more.
I've got one more question, okay?
Okay.
Would you submit to a roadside PBT test, like where you blow into it?
Portable blood test.
A breath
What that
test?
is? What it do?
All right, so in Atlanta, it looks like, or Georgia, it looks like they do a roadside PBT. In a lot of jurisdictions, that's not an implied consent test. It's basically a little breath unit you blow into and you get a result roadside. And I'm not aware of any jurisdictions that would allow the officer to testify on the stand to the number. It seems like mostly in jurisdictions that have the PBT or use the PBT, what they're going to do is they can testify that it indicated that they had consumed alcohol or not. So now they're asking GloRilla for one. I'm not sure if they're required under their implied consent statute to provide a BAC on, or provide a sample for the PBT, but we'll see if she does it. I'm curious.
It'll check whatever's going on. Just kind of sees if you have alcohol in your system, if you do not.
I passed all these tests though, right?
So I will explain.
I passed all these tests, right? Well, John Bateman thinks you did a really good job on these tests, but they're not necessarily designed to prove you innocent, has been my experience. What is being censored, by the way?
To in a little bit, but
Can you explain to me now?
no, ma'am.
Is that my right?
I didn't add that censor.
So I'm proceeding with the evaluations. You said it would be okay, right? So I've got to complete them, and then I'll explain to you in just a moment.
I don't get explained to before, like that's not my right to know.
No, so what are you wanting to know?
Or what you have explained to me afterwards.
So just the evaluations. Some of them, I can smell the breath I can smell the alcohol coming off of your
So if I
breath.
pass the first few, it don't mean nothing. I passed 3 tests. You made me do 3 tests.
That doesn't mean that. No, ma'am.
All right, so the problem we run into here is it looks like the officer's being a little bit evasive to me as far as how well Miss GloRilla did on these tests. Miss Woods, excuse me. So that's the issue, is from GloRilla's perspective, she's done a good job on these tests. From my perspective, she's done a good job on these tests. And any normal person is going to think, okay, well, I've done the test that the officer asked me to do. I've been vindicated. What I suspect happens sometimes is that there's a credibility gap that develops where the driver does the tests. From their perspective, they do well. From the perspective of a normal person that would be watching the video, or even a guy like me who knows a great deal more about this stuff than your average bear, we're looking at this video and we're saying, wow, she did really good. And then all of a sudden the cop, you expect the cop to let you go at that point. You're not expecting, oh, there's more tests. All right. So it's starting to look like a fishing expedition. And all of a sudden the driver that had up to this point been very compliant starts to suspect that it doesn't matter what they do, that they're getting quote unquote set up. And I don't think that's what the cop's position on this is. I do think the cop would do, or the officer would do better to be upfront with GloRilla at this point and potentially say, hey, maybe I saw some stuff on the walk and turn that indicated you're at a BAC of 0.08 or higher. I'm not sure what was seen on HGN, but can describe that. And then you did really well on the on the one leg stand. And for that reason, I just want to make sure that everybody's safe to drive. If you just let me get this breath sample from you, hopefully I can send you on your way. But instead being like, well, I don't know. I like it when officers are upfront with the subject about what they're observing. And I think jurors appreciate that as well, because the vast majority of jurors, in my estimation, want to see a driver treated fairly. And I expect that GloRilla is doing a little bit better on this test than the officer suspected she would. That's me just guessing.
Would you submit to the roadside?
And what if I don't? What's my right?
The right is to say no.
Yeah.
You have the right to refuse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's voluntary.
Yeah.
It's voluntary? Okay. Are you
You
refusing?
would like to do or you like to refuse?
I would like to refuse.
You would like to refuse? Ma'am, you're cover up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, that's why that sensor was there.
All right. So do me a favor, just sit right here for me, okay?
So usually you see more wardrobe malfunctions in a DUI video, and it means that the ship's not headed in the right direction. But GloRilla's done a great job on this. Free GloRilla, I mean, she's probably resolved this case at this point. All right, so now we've got a muted body cam. Wonder what they're talking about, right? A jury would really wonder what they're talking about, because what they're talking about probably is, daggum, Miss Woods did really well on these tests. And I think if she provided a sample, it would be beneath a 0.08. Now that doesn't mean the driver's home if they provide a sample beneath a 0.08. A lot of times when you see that, at least in my jurisdiction, the officers are going to skip straight to chemical testing for drugs. So urine analysis or a blood sample for testing. So they're talking it out. They're not sure if they want to arrest her, to be honest. I think that's exactly what they're talking about here. And for good reason. They're seeing live the same thing that we're seeing on this videotape. And that's why I love these videos, right? Because a lot of times you read the police report and it says one thing, and the videotape, it's not necessarily in conflict with the police report, but the police report is very persuasively written. So if you didn't see the video, you think you're dealing with a tater bug Tate over here, drunk and pooping his pants, and then you see the video and you're like, oh my gosh, I think they might be wrong. So the challenge, and I'm going to pause it for briefly, the challenge for law enforcement in a situation like this, right, is if you don't think somebody's impaired but you're not sure. And I think that's probably what the officer's dealing with in this situation. In that case, a lot of times the officer's looking at two things. All right, there's the public safety thing, right? Let's say I set somebody loose in a situation like this, and they go down the road, they get in a wreck, somebody gets killed, that's a bad situation. Nobody's gonna say it's a good situation. So the officer doesn't want that to happen. At the same time, the officer, do they have the right to, force somebody to not drive home if they're not impaired? So my suspicion is the officer is going to err on the side of public safety and make the arrest. But we'll see. And then obviously we probably wouldn't have this video if they didn't make that choice. But let's see what happens. My heart goes out to GloRilla though, because
All right, ma'am. Okay. So turn around for me.
What we doing?
Turn around for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
You're
I'm
under
gonna take
arrest.
the test. I'm gonna take the test.
I'll take the
That
test now.
doesn't change anything.
Yeah, how about
Still are.
that? How about that? She didn't say it. Sometimes they say it. If you don't take the test, you're getting arrested, right? That's not the way it should be. But that's definitely clear what was going on there. Now she's like, well, shoot, I'll take the test if you're going to arrest me, because they didn't make it clear to GloRilla that if you don't blow, we're locking you up, and that's really, in my opinion, not the way it should work.
You're going to be arrested.
Well, what?
Okay.
You don't have any proof on me.
No, ma'am, I do. Okay.
What's your proof?
So the evaluations that we do, they check your. It checks.
Look,
all.
and here's the other problem: is GloRilla. She's got a pretty heavy accent, but she's very well oriented to the situation, what's going on. She's asking, "Hey, what's the proof?" And I've got an idea what the proof is, just because I'm in this world and I do this all the time. GloRilla maybe has never been arrested for a DUI or investigated for a DUI before. Maybe she's seen some videos on TV. She sounded like she was familiar with the walk and turn, but yeah, valid question. What's the proof? And that's what the jury is going to be asking. That's what the lawyer is going to be asking. That's what the prosecutor, if they know what they're doing, should be asking. What's the proof? This is a BS
Kinds of
case.
things, okay?
Yeah.
And that's what determines if you were a DUI. And now, whether you do the blood test or not, now that is voluntary. You can still, if you wish to do it, we will
So
go
did
ahead
the
and
other
proceed.
test determine that I'm drunk?
Ma'am?
Did the test determine it?
Yes, ma'am. The evaluations are stating that you are over the legal limit to be driving right now.
I disagree
Where
with
to
that
prove
statement.
it? I just passed everything. I did everything you told me.
There, I mean, it's to you. You may think that you passed, okay? But I'm not going to bicker with you right now.
Not
So,
gonna bicker. Why don't
are
you
you
tell her what
wanting
she
to
failed?
do
Tell her what she did wrong.
the breathalyzer?
What's that gonna change?
I think a lot of times, I think if the officer could articulate to GloRilla what's going on in this circumstance. All right, hey, I saw indicators of impairment on HGN. I saw indicators of impairment on walk and turn. Your one leg stand, you performed really well. So I've got conflicting information as to whether you're okay to drive or not. I'd like to get you on your way. Here's the choice I have to make. I've got to either let you go or I've got to lock you up. Those are my two options. I'm not going to let you go unless you provide a breath sample and put it out there. If that's the deal, let them know that that's the deal. None of this, hey, will you provide a sample? No. All right, lock me up. Let's be fair. Let's be fair.
Nothing, ma'am.
And I know I sound like I'm being hard on the officer. The officer's probably just trying to do her best. I don't know what her level of training is or level of experience is. She's probably a very pleasant person who's just in it for the right reasons. I don't have any reason to think that that's not the case. But at the same time, when you're passionate about something like this,
So I'm gonna go to jail either way.
As of right now, yes, ma'am.
What?
So
There
the
was
portable breath test that she was offering you now is a roadside breath test. It's not admissible in court. That would just give us a determination based
so
on
it's not admissible.
If you,
whether there's alcohol in your system or not.
it just gives us a reading on whether or not you have alcohol.
okay, but I'm saying if this
All right, so that's part of the problem too. It's going to give them a number. It's going to give them 0.07, 0.06, 0.08, 0.12. It's going to give them a number. They can only testify to whether there's alcohol present or not. So the way they're explaining it, it makes it sound like this machine just is confirming that she's got the odor of alcohol on her breath, which is not illegal. It's not illegal to drink and drive, at least in my jurisdiction, and I'm sure it's not illegal here. It's just if you're impaired that it's going to cause the problem, or if you're at a 0.08 or higher, maybe in Georgia. I'm not sure in the state of the law there. There's very good attorneys in Georgia. I know them. But they could tell you better than that, but I'm not going to go learn a code for a whole different state.
don't change nothing.
That's what I'm saying. It's completely voluntary. It just shows whether or not you
I
have.
fail anything because I'm not drunk.
We have those evaluations set for a certain reason. Okay.
And the how do you tell the evaluation?
So we're not going to go over that on the side of the road, man.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all not doing y'all job right.
All right, ma'am. So do me a favor.
What's
Just
y'all
go ahead and
Feel
turn
like
it
y'all
off.
aren't doing your
Can you
job
tell my
right.
brother y'all names?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll give
ma'am.
them all the information.
We're gonna
know
go
where
talk
you're
to him in just a moment. Okay.
You're getting locked up.
Can I get my jewelry off
Free
me?
GloRilla, man. Take those
Take it off me
things
and give it to him right now.
Yeah, actually, that's fine.
I'll let you take it all off and just
Yeah.
I'll give you everything.
I
Yeah. So
don't
I'll
want
do
nothing like
it
that.
for you, okay?
Now, if you want to put
You
it, I
don't want
ready to
any
sit
of
down.
that jewelry going down to the jail.
I told you that you don't want to put it
That's
for
pretty
you.
car.
No, that's fine.
Speaking
Do
of
you
the
have
friend in the
any
car.
other necklaces or anything that you
Yeah, I
just
have
want
a
to take?
necklace on me as well.
Okay.
I'm
Stay there for
curious
1
if the
second.
friend in the car had the
Could you get him out to hold this?
Yeah, so
policy is.
I'm gonna search the car in just a moment too, okay?
I don't know what the policy is with the department, if they had the ability that they could, test the passenger if he's good to go. All right, bro, you drive home. Y'all get out of here. Or even just, hey, y'all call a tow truck, tow y'all to the house. Get in the tow truck and ride. We'll wait out here till y'all go, but hey, you don't get arrested this late.
And I'll give him all of these. He's gonna
Anybody
go
out
get a
there
bag,
knows
so be
Glorilla,
careful, don't
tell
drop
her
them. And then we'll put them in the bag.
I hope you got your camera on so you can record
Yes, ma'am,
it.
I do. Do you want me to carry some of them?
I'm
You
waiting
got a
for the
bag,
bag. I'm
Corporal?
telling you what it is.
Wait, did you people touch you or you and him?
Yeah, me and him. I feel like y'all not doing me right, but it's fine. I'll get right back out.
She's frustrated. I understand where she's coming from. I understand where her frustration is. Generally, I would say when the officers arrest you, you're not going to talk your way out of it. Let your lawyer do the talking down. But, I think this is a frustration that any jury would understand, any juror would understand.
Was he drinking tonight? No? Is there someone that you want to call to come get the car?
Yeah, can you give me my phone?
She has a lot of
Yes,
tattoos.
I'll go.
I wonder how long it would take to get that many
I'll bring you your
tattoos.
phone
She's
that
got
way
them
you
all
can take it
over.
to the jail.
I don't know their number by heart.
If anybody has
You can
tattoos
call-
and knows
I
how
can
long
call
it takes,
you
I'm
the
curious
young man.
to guess how long it takes
I'll
to
go
get
do
those
that.
tattoos.
I'm gonna take my ring back to
I can't
the
see.
Caesar ring cost a lot of money. And if my ring come on me from it, I'm free y'all.
This is all going to go directly to him.
Threatening a lawsuit? Is she threatening a lawsuit? Don't do that. You're going to do a lawsuit.
I
Just
might
do
as well
the
take my
lawsuit.
wig out too. Shit. Y'all.
Also, this is the stage where really you've got good information out there that indicates that you're not impaired.
Oh.
You don't need to do a whole lot of talking. You're not going
A
to.
screw back.
I'm not going to talk.
I've been trying to my pieces down.
I've never seen an officer change their mind.
Here, we may have zero luck finding this.
Damn. Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
What's she dropping? Earring?
We'll check in just a second.
Yeah, let's just.
I promise, just give me like 10, 15 seconds. If I can't find it, then I'm
It
done.
bounced under the car.
Yeah, we're not.
Either under the car or into the...
I think I heard
Look at
it.
her bending over like that. You think a drunk's going to be bending
Let's
over
just
like
try and
that?
take off your other one real quick. Or you can keep them on and the jail can take them off and keep them there. You're not going to find it with the gravel.
Look. Oh my god.
If you don't want to risk dropping them, they'll take them off at the jail.
I don't want them to have.
Yeah, she didn't want that jewelry going to jail. That's jewelry. Okay, so it looks like it's 4:45.
Turn around for me.
That's crazy.
Let me pee on that road.
No, ma'am. We'll get to the jail.
She's an
in just a minute,
entertainer,
okay?
so they do different. Imagine how crazy it'd
You've
be.
never
if
been
you
to
ran
jail?
jail.
I've never been to
Jumps in
Grant
your
County Jail.
jumps in your
Do I get out the jail,
cell.
man?
That'd be wild.
That is on them. I don't know their process. I have never worked there.
Oh my god, y'all be doing the most.
37 radio, 295, one female. Alright, we're gonna get right back here.
Can you bring my phone?
Just wait right here. Yep. Hop in.
All right, putting her in the car. I've seen enough of them hassling this poor lady. GloRilla, you did good. I bet your lawyer's going to be thrilled with you as far as your performance on this. Strong evidence that you're not impaired. I don't have any of the implied consent chemical testing. Was it a refusal? Was there a blood draw? I'm not going to look too deep in it. I'm just going off the DUI video, and I'm saying, GloRilla, you did great. Behaved like a lady, very ladylike. Did a great job, but most importantly, did a great job on those tests. So I really hope she had a great outcome. I hope she had a great attorney. Like I said, there's awesome attorneys down in down in Georgia, in Atlanta area. I'm friends with a number of them, and they're going to be just fine with this videotape. So that is the GloRilla video. Definitely a lot more to it than I thought. And so a fun video to watch. I hope you enjoy or enjoyed. If you have any questions about anything from this video, I'd be happy to talk to you about it. If you're a DUI attorney, defense, prosecution, if you're a DUI officer, the way I look at it is true and false is false. And we all benefit when everybody is improving their knowledge of this subject matter. So if you have any other videos that you've seen online you'd like me to have a look at it and give it the DUI attorney's eye, I'd be happy to do so. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that. And I'll see you later. Thank you.